Patriot Super Gymnast, Patriot 7, and Patriot Little Monkey. You'll see them all in a few minutes. There will be no music. I will stand and say the Pledge of Allegiance, but the music, I forgot my tablet at home today. I'm babysitting them at their house, so there will be no music. No one's on, so I will say the pledge. Get that out of the way, and I'll be right back. There we go. Beth, good to see you. Hello, hello. Beth, as I was saying, I'm here at my daughter's house on her birthday. She's at school teaching summer school. My grandson, can you bring music up on here?
Yeah.
Can you Google Proud to be an American and we can play it? I'm going to talk for a few minutes because my granddaughter's got her hi, Cindy. Cindy, how are you feeling? But give me a minute, guys. When that comes on, I tell you to play it. I'm gonna stand and do the pledge, and then we're gonna do the how do you play? Then we're gonna play the music, and then we'll get on with the show. No voice.
I didn't see you.
We're gonna play the music first, and then we'll do the pledge.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had
Hi, Johnny.
to start again with just my
You're feeling
children
great
and
because they was
my
asking
wife.
about you last night, Cindy.
I thank
Wanted to make
my
sure you made it home
lucky
safe.
stars to be living here today, where the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away.
You're right.
And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. God bless the USA.
That's not my name.
Hi.
From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, oh, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say, oh, and I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I won't forget the men who died, who gave their right to me, and I'd gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt of this land. God bless the USA. Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, I need my seat. So during the song, he was entertained by the little monkey. You got a little helper there, yes, Larry. So usually when I do the Pledge of Allegiance, I'm down at Ron's and we have the flag hanging on the wall at his house so I can put my hand over my heart and say the pledge. And forever who it was that told me to stand up, thank you. I wasn't thinking. Usually I always do. But I got thinking they don't have a flag here. What do I do to say the pledge and look at the flag? Well, I got in my back pocket and I took my wallet out. So I had my flag to say the pledge. We're here at my daughter's house Tuesday. She's only teaching 2 weeks starting the summer off, and kind of wish she was teaching the whole summer. If only just Tuesdays where we could do this. Patriot Super Gymnast is, and Patriot 7 is here, along with you'd seen the little monkey. What's going to be the devil? Are you on? Make a comment. Say hi. But, hey, there's Uncle Ron on there for you, kids. Say hi to him.
Hi.
Well, say it. Type it in. You can make comments. Can I play more music? I really would love to, but see, the video that we just played, I have to say this video is not made for kids. It's not made for children.
Somebody has a question.
What's the question? Huh?
Mason.
What is it?
He hasn't asked yet.
Oh. Yeah, you can ask
How
questions.
do you start a live?
How do you start a live? You get a channel. You come in and you come here. And at the bottom of your page, you'll see a little cross. You click on it. And it'll say live. You just click on it. They'll ask you the question, is this video made for children? Of which say no, because if you say yes, it is. I agree. Okay. The younger kids can watch the video as long as it's okay, supervision from their parents, grandparents, or legal guardians. But see, I have to say this, One Class USA, I have to say this for protection, just in case I get a little wound up during, the show and I drop a cuss word. I rarely do that anymore. I was talking to my grandkids before the show today, and I have to say this for protection, just in case I get a little wound up. I really didn't care. Broken Jackson, I could care less about a tree grow. I have an orchard in my backyard. But why would I want to watch a knee grow? I understand. You know what? Whoops, over my head. I didn't get it at first. I get it now.
I timed him out.
Huh?
I timed him out.
I can't hear you.
I timed him out.
Who?
That minute said, would you rather go watch it?
Oh. Just be careful. Anyway, as you've noticed, I made my granddaughter an honorary moderator today. But I just have to do certain things for protection. For new people on here, who's a racist? You know, this is 2 weeks in a row someone's called me this. If you're calling it to me. The one thing I'm not is that. And I'd put that up against anybody on this show. But I made my granddaughter an honorary moderator today. But I just have to do certain things for protection. For new people on let's see, where are we at? I also have to say that the music used in today's show, we have no legal rights to it. Yes, I did. An honorary one for today. Ron, Grandpa, you rock. I'm a father and I can't wait to become one. It's the greatest thing in the world. And I tell the story, one class. Is it one class or I class? USA. I like that name though. It should be first class. No, don't do that. But I have no idea. Maybe because the fact that I'm 71 years old, I brush them every day 2 and 3 times. But when you get older, something happens like that, sir. So I didn't really pay no much attention to it. But that's okay. I'm going to get on them beds and they're going to look shiny whitey. Yes, my head is on right. I believe in the United States of America and that. I'm telling you guys, we're not going to talk a lot of things today, but I do want to talk to the kids first. And since I have 3 of them surrounded me, someone just said, "Hey, Ella."
Yeah. Laura is back.
Janet's not on today. Getting feedback. I don't know why. Oh, Liam, you're going to have to sit down there. Because they're getting feedback from me and your computer being so close.
Oh.
Yeah, right here you can sit, but you just can't be right like that. Nice hat. What does it mean? That we're going to make America great again. We've always been the greatest country, but we had a president, we had several presidents that you're going to find out about. If your eyes are not open, you're going to find out about the people who was running our country that was taking advantage of every United States citizen for over 100 years. And we have a president now that is going to take this back, and he's going to transform the biggest wealth movement in the history of the world. You'll never see nothing like this again. And saying that, there's been some accidents with the phone in our family today. At 4:44 this morning, yeah, imagine that, the way I look at the numbers. 4:44, my phone rang in my bedroom. And it was my brother Ron, Patriot6. And I could hear him breathing. I could hear him snoring. But I couldn't hear him talking. And at his age, it worried me that something was wrong. So I jumped in my car. I run down to his house to check on him. He had accidentally dialed me. Okay, well, today I'm coming over to babysit the kids, and as I'm unlocking the door to come in the house, I heard people talking, but I'm looking around. I had my phone in my pocket. I accidentally started a live call with people in our group on Messenger. Diane was on and Sharon was on. And they're talking and talking, and I got my phone in my pocket, and I'm hearing this, but I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden, Patriot7, Liam, looks at me and says, "Papa, who's talking?" I took my phone off, and Diane's going, "Are you going to talk? Are you going to talk?" Well, Diane gave me some great news that on Restored Republic today, I haven't listened to it yet, but she gave me the message that 3 times Restored Republic said we're supposed to get our numbers today. But the hat is to make America great again. There is people out there that don't believe in it. And you have that right. But for the person that asked me, and I don't remember who else because you've scrolled up, I can't see. For the person who asked me, what does the hat mean? I've just explained to you. In my opinion, we've always been great, even with the terrible leaders that we've had. But as I said, if you don't have your eyes open, you don't know what they've done to us. And you're going to find out. And it's even though your parents, your grandparents went through some terrible, terrible times, even though that happened, Santa said hi. Hi. Even though we went through terrible times, what is about to happen, what I believe it will be this month, if I would like to say if not sooner, but it can't be sooner. But the wealth is going to come to everybody. Now, how is the people going to handle the wealth? I'm sitting with a young man that on September 4th will be 10, and a beautiful young girl. I should have said a handsome young man, but it's questionable. No, he is a very good looking boy. And the little monkey got tired. She got tired of putting on a show, so she went to watch cartoons. She says, cartoons are funnier than you, Papa or Grandpa. Send them back. Who we sending back? The people that's not supposed to be here. But the wealth that everyone's going to come into. Someone said, are you going to still do shows after this? And I believe I will, but not shows like this. I'm going to do shows to talk to people and try to explain to them what they need to do. Okay? I'm gonna try to help people. America is finally healing. Exactly, 100%. Now, some people have come to me and they said, what did you think of the hat? And if you're new here, Janet usually handles this. But the hat, I can't say his name. He's the man who is 45 and 47. Oh, Vernon, I don't understand what you mean no to blacks. Blacks did it before. I'm missing something here. We are not a group of people who are racist. We don't condone that here. I don't know what the people did. Good question, Fix It. Good question. Now, Fix It's question was, how are you flying in a Mexican flag in the United States, but you don't want to go back there? And see, I don't believe you have to go back there. You should not have to go back there as long as you came here legally. And see, I'm one that's is really a big component, I believe in this because, see, as you guys know, I write a girl in Ukraine who, when this happens, I plan on bringing to the United States. But she's going to come to the United States legally. She'll get here and she'll stay legally. But here's the thing. If you're here from another country, you made a right decision to come here because it's the greatest country ever in the world. And you have more opportunity here than ever any place. I mean, look at that one country that, you know, I'm not going to tell you what country it is, but you should be able to figure it out, because in your place where you keep your dishes, some people call these types of plates and that's this country's name. But this country, they have laws about having children. If you make a mistake, you pay for it dearly. Which if you have more than one child, they're not allowed to have it. Here, we fight to not allow a person, when they get pregnant, to end a pregnancy. And if you really want to know a lot about what's going on in that, I suggest you Google and find Charlie Kirk. This man is totally amazing. I'm telling you, no college education, but he has the same principles about college that I do. You know, my ex-wife, I'm not going to say what I was going to say because my grandkids are here and they're her grandkids too. Yeah, when I did it, Liam went like this, ear muffins. No, but she got a college degree. She not got one, not got two, but got three, I believe, masters, and ended up working for the state instead of being a teacher. Do I like Israel? I like every country in the world. Leave the cap on. I haven't taken it off.
There's people saying take it off.
Oh, no, I'm not going to take my cap off. I would be one of these people if I walk into a restaurant and they tell me that I will not be served if I would take my hat off. I wouldn't take it off. But as I was going out the door, I'd pass the biggest thing of gas you ever want to see, and then I tried to lock the door from the inside so they couldn't get out to get fresh air. You know, I'm proud to be an American. Patriot 6 is at home on the call today. He served in the military. He's a veteran. I'm not a veteran. But even though I'm not a veteran, what I went through when Patriot 6 and Patriot 4, my other brother Russ was in the military, one of them in Germany and France and the other one in Vietnam. What I went through being the only kid still there with my mom and dad and watching my mom cry every day, I think I earned the right to say I'm a veteran because, believe me, they could not have went through anything any worse than watching your mother cry every day, sometimes for hours upon a time, worried about their sons. Now, I have to admit, being in Germany and France, and it's nothing against Ron, but see, Ron was in a situation when he was in Germany and France, his job was working with computers. Now, that might seem like a little job to you, but see, it wasn't computers like my two grandkids are on their tablets right now. It wasn't a computer that you plug into the wall. This was a computer, the computer, the screen was the size of a room. This was computers before we even knew computers were computers. And he learned how to run them. Ron's mistake is when he came home, he didn't go to a college, because he knew more about computers then than the people teaching school started to know when they started to teach. Because let me ask you a question about college. And this goes back to Charlie Kirk. But the question I have, you go to college, you get a degree, and I'm just going to pick up someone up. Is it Vernon? Does it say Vernon there or Brett Vena?
I'm not sure.
Whatever the name was that just came up, or Cindy. Cindy, you went to college, correct? You're in the nursing field, the medical field. But let me ask you a question. When you're in college and you're being taught by professors and they've never been in that field, they've never been a doctor, or if it's a woman, they've never been a nurse, how do they teach you? They teach you from books. So why can't we just read books and learn? Why do we have to take tests and pay thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars? The reason is because we have to do this because the cabal was collecting all the money from us. Did you put another one on review? I'm telling you, we got this new moderator and she's tough. Speak the word. What word would you like me to speak, sir? Oh, Tony, you hit it exactly. They want our money. But you know what? They're done. They're pretty much extinct. They lost it. We have overtaken the VAT. I can, and you figure it out. I have to say things certain ways. They've overtaken that. They've overtaken the tunnels. They're taking all the children back. You tell me this isn't who wants the money? I do. But see, I'm glad you asked that question. Who wants the money? Ella, you want the money? She says yes. Liam, you want the money? He says yes. It would have been better if you would have said yes. They shook their head. I'm assuming they mean you. Who wants the money? We all do. But we can't make this just about money. See, because if you remember, they always say it's in God's hands. And it is. It's in God's hands. Which group of people, which religious group? I belong to the religious group of Jesus Christ and God. To be honest with you, I don't believe in churches. My grandson just looked at me like, but I'll explain to you why. And this is coming from a 71-year-old man that when he was 16 years old, he was the deacon, the youngest Sunday school superintendent at the time. I don't know if someone's beat it since then, but at the time I was the youngest deacon, Sunday school superintendent in the Methodist faith at that time. At 16 years old, I'm running the Sunday school for our church. I'm also doing other things, running campaigns to generate money. Our church needed a new roof. They didn't have the funding. I took our Sunday school kids and we went door to door to every house in our little town of Buckingham and every town in the bigger town of Herscher. And we said, what do you do with your change? We got some terrible answers. I said, remember, guys, this is a church organized group. Please do not be rude to these children. We went house to house to these people. What do you do with your change? People say spend it. Other people said I throw it on the table, or I throw it on the nightstand. If it's a penny and I drop it, I never pick it up. Sometimes dimes and quarters. They didn't have any answers that they actually saved change. And I said, could you do us a favor? For the next 60 days, we're running this contest. Just save your pennies. You don't have to save all your change. Every time you get a penny, put it in a jar. And we'll come by in 60 days and we'll pick it up. Because our goal is to take pennies and line them up one right after another all the way through. Our goal was to do that and make a mile full of pennies. We did that. We made the mile of pennies. But also the people loved us so much for what we was doing for the church and for Jesus Christ and God that they was given nickels and dimes and quarters. We got enough money. When I took over at 16 years old, we didn't have enough money to buy our books for Sunday school. I went to the lady and I said, I've got a part-time job. I promise you. Here's my banking account. Here's what I have in it. Which wasn't much, but it was enough to cover the books. I said, but if you will give us enough money, enough books for us to run our classes this year, I'm going to ask you. I promise you we will pay you. We're going to get the money. They trusted me enough that when we did this campaign and finished it after 2 months, we give the church enough money to re-roof the church. We give the minister some money as a little bonus, and we bought our books for the church, for the Sunday school, for the next 5 years because we was willing to do it. Now, that's when it was different. Now, I feel when I go to church, I put X amount of money in the pan coming around, the bucket coming around, whatever, plate coming around. And I put X amount in there. But you know, then all of a sudden when you start going, your phone rings or you get a text message because you go to church and they want your phone number, they want your address, and they want your email address. You either get a text or an email. Hey, we see that you give this amount this Sunday, but is there any way that you could give a little more? And I started to realize the church has turned into the same way that the world is turned into. I believe in God. I believe in Jesus Christ. I never go a day that I don't have a out loud talk with God every day. I preach his son. I believe in all of this. And I do go to church on occasion, but I just don't believe in making it a priority to go every Sunday. If I'm wrong, I've always asked God, give me a clue if I'm right or wrong, and he's never told me I'm wrong. So I know some people is going to say, oh, I don't believe in that. But okay, right there. I can't see your name. Was it LB? It's one star at the end, okay? Church is a business, exactly. Our church, and another reason I don't believe in it is because our little church in Buckingham, we have a Buckingham church, a Methodist, and then we have a church in I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that they deported. But my question is, was he here legally, or was he willing to do what he had to do to be here legally? Because in your case, your father sounds like the perfect, ideal person to come over here. And with what you're saying, should have been allowed to stay over here. And I'm sure if he's everything you said, and I'm sorry for this, I really am. Because I believe everybody should be able to stay in America because it's the greatest country in the world. How many years did he just ignore the process? Who are we talking about? That's a shame. 92, if he could have stuck around for the beds, he could have maybe lived to 392. Sorry to hear about your loss. Oh, okay. Keep up, old man, okay. Well, Timothy, if you believe that, do you live in China? Because, see, my opinion is the United States is the greatest, and that's where I choose to live. I've never, ever thought I wanted to live anybody else. But here, what I'm going to tell you, Timothy, and I'm going to say this with all respect. If you believe China is the greatest in the country, you should want to live there. But I'm going to tell you one thing about these other countries. You go and you start living in these countries. Go live in China. Start doing things that people do in the United States, in other countries. Tell me how great they are then. Cindy says hi. Are you chatting or can't you? Huh? Oh, here I thought he was over here watching me, but no, no country is the greatest. We are all the same. It's a good attitude. You know what? And when we go to the big N and the big G, that is really important. Correct. Yep. Smith too, correct. Well, tell her. Isaiah wants to say hi to Ella.
I said hi.
Oh, okay, she said hi. Hey, Pamela, good to see you here. I haven't been to Messenger yet today. Did you leave me a nice emoji? You was on that call, right? But you didn't let me see you. What was being your analyst? What is my analyst on that the United States is the greatest? Because I live here. And tell me a country that's better. I mean, truthfully, tell me a country, even, guys, even in our darkest hours, even when they were stealing our birth certificates, even when they was trading them, even with everything that they put us through, we're still the greatest country in the world. Oh, someone just said, Ralph, all I have to say is everyone has got a lot of... Oh my goodness, yes, Larry. Larry Smith, you're 100% right. You know, that's why, now I'm going to say something here that my grandkids don't know, and I will have to explain to them afterwards. That's why don't be surprised if before September they say bye-bye to SCHOOLS for anywhere from 3 months to possibly a whole year to get everything realigned. And boy, Liam is over here looking, thinking, huh? No school for 3 months. Guys, that is, I mean, that is why I believe we need the 10 days of darkness. Now, for people who are familiar with the 10 days of darkness, it's not going to be like you're in total darkness. It's just going to be, you're not going to have access to your telephone unless you have telephone, internet, or whatever, unless you have signal. You'll have access to your TV, your computer, your cell phone, if you want to watch the 3 8-hour movies a day, 24 hours a day. And the movies is going to be unreal. To me, I've heard there's supposed to be a really good movie tomorrow with MJ. And I'm not talking about Michael Jordan. I'm talking about the MJ who has a bunch of brothers that once went by the name, their last name, family name, and 5. That he is supposed to come back and show the world that he's been hiding. Someone have a pet crack? What's the... Huh? Oh, no, my grandson was big into this. This is, what is he big into that he loves? It's not a crocodile. This is actually a dinosaur. But my grandson, Patriot Small Hank, he is very, I mean, this kid can sit down at 8 years old and pretty much tell you the history of dinosaurs. Pamela, I've heard that, but we've had a group on there. If John was on, John could give you a better explanation. But we've had a group on there that John pretty much runs. John with his Boogie and Bugs and Boogaloo and Boogaroo grandkids. He gives them all nicknames. Can't remember their names, too many. But we've never had any trouble with our group. I did go in yesterday and everything was eliminated, but John came on and someone else, and once they started talking, I got our group back, and there's a couple other people I talked to. I'll be honest with you, I truthfully believe every social site is bad. Thank you, Lily. Lily, I really give you a compliment for saying nice hat, because earlier we had people want me to take my hat off. Now, do you really want to, would you rather sit and look at this hat like this, or would you rather look and see this? And my yellow teeth.
Somebody was saying that.
I have no... Epic Steve, is it? I have no idea what you mean. Who is that? Cindy, you're so right. You want me to send you one? Really? You like ball, do you? Are you not a believer in Make America Great Again? Well, a very good name. Bad hygiene is not a good thing. What would you declare bad hygiene? I brush my teeth 2 and 3 times a day. I gargle 2 and 3 times a day. I take a shower once, sometimes twice a day. So could you tell me, I even know, hey, I'm going to tell you at 71 years old, I even know how to wipe my own butt. So could you tell me, please, how I have bad hygiene? Could you explain that to me? Mexicans always get across MAGA. Well, I don't know if you're saying that jokingly, but if they do, why is there so much crying about all of them being sent back because they're here illegally? No, I do not wish my... take that person out, Ella.
I deleted the message.
You make a comment like that again, we won't only take you out, we will block you permanent. No, I do not wash my teeth with that. Okay, you're joking. I do not. I do not. Well, you know, Sean Trucking, thank you, but, you know, you can never you can never say anything about my hat bad if you're willing to wear a Cubs hat. Because I'm going to tell you a story about a Cubs hat. I wore one time. One time. My dad passed away in 1989, and he always teased his sons, Ron, myself, and my brother Russ. He always teased us that he was a Cub fan. He wasn't. He just liked to joke with us, see if he could get us excited. But when he passed away in September of 89, if you remember the 89 season, the Cubs was in a pennant race. When he passed away, I'm sitting at the kitchen table at my mom's house, missing my dad. I walked into his bedroom. I came out. My mom said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going to wear this Cub hat for the rest of the baseball season." I'm sitting there playing cards with her. She said, "Why?" I said, "Respect for my dad. If I can do this," but I couldn't. Because as I sat down at the table to play cards with her some more, I started sweating. I mean, if you've ever seen the movie where these people, they get so hot eating tamales or whatever, something hot, the sweat was just running down. I'm coming onto my shirt, and that's how I was. It was like someone was standing over me with a hose, spraying my head, and my mom said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No, I feel like I'm about ready to pass out. I can't breathe. I don't know what's wrong." That's how much I dislike the Cubs. She told me, she reached over and she took the hat off. Within about 15 seconds, I was natural color, and my teeth weren't even yellow. But you know, I love baseball. It's my favorite sport. And I have 2 favorite teams, the Chicago White Sox and anybody who beats the Cubs. It's just what it is. Yes, they did. They're going to lose just like they're losing everything else. We're all family, Pamela. Pamela, you're right. We don't think anything. I mean, you know, we have certain guidelines on the show you cannot say. You know, but if you want to joke with me about the Cubs, hey, you know, they have some good players. But have you ever noticed Cubs Whenever they get a good player, they always got to give them a nickname. They can't call. Is their announcer so inept? Because it's funny. You look at the Cubs. The Cubs hate the White Sox. The White Sox hate the Cubs. And if they didn't, yeah, they did finally win a World Series, but let's look at the World Series. Talk about a team that was out of gas. Talk about a team that was in the toilet hole. And it sprinkled. It literally sprinkled. The only place in the world they would have called timeout, postpone the game for a little while was at Wrigley Field. That's the only place. You know why? Because back then when they won the World Series, until they got, now listen to this. This is one you can't argue with. They got the White Sox man to come in and fix their field so it would hold rain, so you could play baseball there. So you actually looked like your infield was a major league infield, like your outfield was. And he took a pretty ballpark and turned it into a beautiful ballpark. But they canceled they called the game for about a half an hour, 45 minutes. The Cubs were done. They were toast. If they would have played it out, they'd have never beat Cleveland. I'm laughing at my granddaughter here. She's having trouble keeping her soda. Well, just don't wave at them. Come in and say hi. Say hi. But anyway, when they come back, they actually won. But you know, what did they have to do? They went over 100 years, but they couldn't win a World Series until the White Sox in 2005 showed them how to do it. They had to be shown how to do it. And they got a decent team this year. They got a decent team, so, you know, I can't say anything. We played them 3 times and they beat us 3 times. But life goes on and we're getting better. Couldn't get any worse. Tombstone eating a white. I don't know what that means. Tombstone's eating the White Sox. And actually, it's not S-O-C-K-S, it's S-O-X. Huh?
They said voice to text isn't working.
For who?
The person who said.
Oh, I don't know. I have no control over that.
You were just eating.
Huh?
No, the one you were just reading.
Oh.
They just said that their voice to text wasn't working when they were saying that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you. Well, it'd be the first time in a couple days then, wouldn't it? But let's go back another thing. Since you guys are interested in talking about the Cubs. Who's the Cubs? Who's the Cubs that they idolize as a announcer? Me, I go back far enough that I think Jack Brickhouse was the best announcer they ever had. But you Cub fans, who do you think has been the Cubs' best announcer? Most people will say, oh God, Ron, are you still on? You could tell me the name of that guy. Something to do with Harry. The Bears, now we're talking.
Bears.
New York Mets has got a good ball. Harry Carey. That's their number one broadcaster. Harry Carey was kicked out of St. Louis for having an affair with the owner's wife. That's how great a guy he was. Harry Carey was kicked out of the South Side because he became such an alcoholic that he was slobbering and spitting, and they was afraid he was going to spit in the microphone someday and electrocute himself. So the guy that you Cub fans idolize got kicked out of your 2 biggest rivals They didn't want him because he cheated with the owner's wife, and he literally lost it. And if you guys as Cub fans, when he was announcing there, especially towards the end, if you could understand him, God bless you. But I'm done talking about the Cubs. I don't like them. I don't make no secrets about it. I don't like him. He was a drunk. We knew it. He still was great. But think about it. And I'm telling you another reason. I'm going to say this last thing about the Cubs. Another reason I don't like them, they had a really, really great ball player. Ernie Banks was a great ball player. Ernie Banks was about half as good as Sammy Sosa. And you guys are going to say, well, Sammy Sosa was on the juice. Sammy Sosa was on the juice. Well, if he's on the juice, why was he never caught? That'd be like, a police officer going out and arresting somebody that didn't do anything wrong. Nobody has proof that Sammy Sosa was on the juice. When he was in his heyday and hitting 60 and 65 homers, when he hit over 600 homers for the Cubs, you loved him. But boy, then when he got ready to retire, you hated him. And they wouldn't even let him come back to the ballpark until this year. But the greatest White Sox player that ever played, Frank Thomas, is at the ballpark all the time. They love him. People see him. They get their pictures taken with him. Cubs win a World Series. 2 years later, the team that took him to the World Series, they dismantled it. Why? Because they was going to have to pay him money. But I'm done. I'm done talking about the Cubs. If we want to talk about something else, we will. We're going to talk for about another 5 minutes, maybe 10. I really enjoy doing this. I'm actually thinking about coming over every Tuesday and doing a show for the rest of the summer with my grandkids and that. Dollar General loves ice. I love ice in a.
Dollar General's.
They're good for making margaritas and I got a Pepsi here that's got a whole cup of ice and that. And I don't talk about stuff like that. I'm old, Grandpa. I am a little old. But see, I challenge you to keep up with me. You want to try? I'm old. You're probably not. You want to try to keep up with me? Many have tried. Many have failed. See, because I don't ever say I'm 71 years old. I say I'm 71 years young. And when I get on them beds and I go back to where I can say I feel like I'm 28. Oh, look out, world. I might get my chance to go play Major League Baseball then. A man can dream, right? I do have a great sense of humor, Pamela. But see, Pamela, you help me. Because see, guys, talking to Pamela, she starts me out every day. Every day until she got sick there for a little while. And then I prayed for her every day, and I still do. But every day she starts me out with a cute little emoji. Coffee, let's have coffee together. Something really cute that even if I get up in a bad mood because maybe I didn't make it to the bathroom one time. Because at my age, you guys think I'm old, and we have a tendency to dribble, and I'm not talking about the basketball. Guys, I started this show over 5 years ago to have fun. And one thing I said 5 years ago, when I sent the first show that I recorded, I sent it to 12 people. One of them was my sister, and to this day, she's never watched that video. And the other one was my brother Ron, my partner. And I said to God, if I touch one person, well, look without hardly any notice, 74 people's on here. And we've been on for almost 55 minutes. Oh, you're not the same Pamela. Okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, who is Wiley? But anyway, I'm having a lot of fun. I know there's been some people trying to get me upset, but you're not going to do it. I'm sitting here with 3 unbelievable grandchildren. They're listening to me, they're laughing, they're sharing comments with me. The grandson is playing baseball online. The little girl is down there eating her barbecue potato chips. So the Sharon from St. Louis, are you part of our messenger group? You should be. What state? I'm in Illinois. Thank you, Joel. Joel, thank you. I am. I try to be. And I mean, I'm not the smartest person in the world, but you know, yes, Ron. When you say the smartest, the sharpest person, what I try to do is just share with people. I when it comes to certain subjects, I don't have a clue about. But see, I'm not a person what I don't have a clue about, you know, because when he was talking about ice, I made a joke about it because I don't follow that. I know about it, but I don't follow it, so I can't get in to a discussion with you guys about it because I really don't know. Yes, you can always send me positive vibes. You know, if you're in our group, send me an emoji every morning, every day. I'd love it. I have one lady, Linda Scullion, who every day she reminds me to take my medicine. Every day she talks to me about what's going on in her family, and I talk to her what's going on in mine. And everybody needs somebody that they can talk to and say things that they know is not going to go any further, but they can get it out of their system. True. Joel, 100% true. You can tell a person has wisdom. It doesn't matter if it's in a book. But what I was going to say, when I became a patriot, a strong patriot, because I've loved my country my whole life. I would never, there's no place I'd ever want to ever live, any other place. People say, you could go to the Bahamas, you can go to this place, Cancun, and you can live on the beach, and you can do this. And that doesn't even impress me. Been to the Bahamas. You know, went to the Bahamas, and all they wanted to do was sell me drugs. I said, do I look like a druggie? So I bought some. No. I had to get my grandkids to laugh. But no, I did not. But what I did buy at the Bahamas was some kind of, I didn't know at the time. I was naive. I'd never been out of the country before. I bought some cigars from, you know, that place that you're not supposed to be able to buy them. Cubans. I bought some Cubans, and boy, I tell you, I bought several of them because I wanted to bring one home for each. My brother Ron, my brother-in-law Ray, who we lost a little over a year ago, and my brother Russ, and myself, because every Sunday we sat at Ron's house, and if the Bears were doing good, we would smoke a cigar in celebration. And I don't smoke. When I say smoke a cigar, I put it up my face, act like I'm smoking. As soon as it's done, it's done. But I got these Cubans, and I started to pack them, and the young man that took care of our room looked at me and he said, "Sir, if you try to take them through customs, you might go to jail." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yes." I said, "Okay, thank you." I said, "I guess I'll just throw them overboard." And I'm telling you, this young man who was of dark color, when I said I might throw him overboard, he got as white as me. He said, "What? You can't do that. Don't do that." So I was just joking with him, and when we got done, I put $2 $50 bills on my bed for a tip for him. because he was great, took care of us, me and me ex-wife. What is it? Don't you call her Mimi? Me ex-wife. The kids looked at me and said, what? But no, I put that on there, and I put the 4 Cubans there. As I'm getting ready in line to get off board, all of a sudden, I hear, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Anderson. I'm thinking, I forgot something. What's up? I looked at my ex-wife and I said, hold our place in line. He wants to talk to me. People said, oh, don't worry about it. You can come right back here. If I knew then what I knew now, I'd have just let her leave by herself. And I'd got back on the ship and went. No, I'm joking. But anyway, I said, what do you need, young man? He said, he gives me a big hug. And I says, what's that for? And he said, the tip you give me is the greatest tip I've ever got. I said, no one's ever given you more than $100 before? The way you did this for us for this 6 days? And he goes, no. I said, guys, that's the little over $16 a day. And he was amazing. I mean, it was one night, I called him at 1:30 in the morning and asked him to get me a ham sandwich, and he went and got it for me. I couldn't sleep. See, when I go on vacation, I don't believe in sleeping. I believe in partying, doing what I want to do. He went and got me a ham sandwich, and he treated us great. He said, I don't care about the $100. You can have that back. I said, really? He said, them 4 cigars you give me, he said, I'll sell them to people here on the next cruise for a minimum of $50 a piece. That's a good story. So what else we got? What?
I remember that story.
Yeah. Liam's telling me he remembers me telling that. So for anybody who's new here, could you type in if you're new and what countries? Do we have anybody from any other countries but the United States here? I know we got a person from Mexico, and I do want to go back and touch on a person who mentioned that his father was deported, and he was a great guy. And I really do. I feel sorry for you. I really do. And I hope and I will say a prayer for you, sir. I will say a prayer for you that God sees it fit that your dad can reapply and come back. Your dad, your dad was deported. If he did everything good, I really hope he's able to come back. He took the 100. I didn't take the 100 back. Get in here and give him a smile. Smile. You're on candid camera. Hi, Granddad. Hi, stars. Okay, well, at the end of the day, the cartel. Well, I don't believe in the cartel anymore. I think it's pretty much dismantled. But I may be wrong. I hope it is. But the whole thing is, if he was deported once and he comes back in through them, what do you think is going to happen if he gets deported a second time? Okay, Cold Soul, your comment about the hat, I'm going to tell you just what I tell everybody. You're entitled to that opinion. Because opinions are like buttholes. We all have one. So you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to get into a conversation with you about my hat. I love my hat. Maybe next Tuesday I'll wear my one that's got all the bedazzles on the front of it that says the same thing. But I really the thing I don't like about this hat, that I can tell you right now, Patriot 6, the hat he's wearing right now, it's got 45 and 47 on the side of it. I got one of those too. Maybe I'll wear that one next time. So for all of you people that don't like my hat, if you come on the show, get used to it because I'm going to have it on every time I do a show.
Did you see Tony's comment?
No.
About like America move out.
I like that. Who was it?
Tony.
Ella. She just brought up a great point you made. I agree with you 100%. And I'll say it on the show. If you don't like America, move. Go. And go and treat the new country the same way you treat our country. And you probably might end up wishing you was back in America. You know, you take people like the girl that played third base in that movie, that softball movie with all them women, A League of Their Own. I think her first name was Rosie. You take people who, I can't think of the other lady's name. But you take men who, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Bruce Springsteen hates America. Well, he sure the heck didn't hate it when he was becoming a millionaire. See, if you're going to leave America, leave our money too. And for you people, when all of this happens and we get money, I tell you what I'm going to do for all of you people that don't like America. Tell you what I'm going to do. And I might bring this up as a joke, but I'm serious. And I think Cindy and Pamela, I think they'll go along. There you go, Cindy. I think they'll go along with me. We're going to start maybe a humanitarian project for the people who don't want to be in America, that don't like America. And you say, I'm going to leave. We'll have a Uber or whatever that is account. We'll drive you to the airport. We'll pay for your ticket to go to wherever country you want to go. How's that sound? LA is in trouble. But did you see yesterday, guys, and I got to talk about this. Yesterday, there was a car burning in LA, and the fake news actually made the statement. Okay. The fake news actually said, this is a lot of fun. Can you believe the hat and Elon got in an argument? You want to talk about something that was staged and is so phony? It's almost as phony as the people saying they hate America, because how can you hate the greatest country in the world? How can you do it? Who, Bill's on? Which Bill? Respect, sir. I respect everybody. And for those who want to leave, I'll gladly give them a ride, and I'll shake their hand and say, have a good time. Everybody's in debt. One-way ticket, Ron, you're right. Name me a country that's better, Aaron. Name me a country that's better. And you know how we could even be a lot better? For people to understand why we're the greatest country and work towards making it even better. Now, 209 countries have signed an agreement. 209 countries have signed an agreement stating Bolivia is better. Do you live there? Aaron, do you live in Bolivia? Oh, thank you, Stars. I respect you too. Japan is better. Do you live there? See, because anybody who's telling me these countries are better, why aren't you living there? Why? Because you don't have the opportunity to be great. But in the United States, you do. You have the opportunity to be great any place. Bro said Bolivia. Okay. Thank you, Pamela. Great at what? Freedom. Name me a country. Name me any country that their president works harder for the people in the country to be free than the president that we have right now, who probably before long will not only be president. No, he won't be, because someone else will take his position, because the other countries want him to rule over all the countries. Because, see, when he says it, it gets done, and it's going to get done. Iceland. Wow. That's one place and I have no disrespect for Iceland, but that place sounds cold, and I don't like the cold anymore.
It's the opposite, actually.
Yeah.
And my granddaughter tells me it's the opposite. I guess it's very warm.
It's
And
warm. And
Greenland
then
is
in
the
Greenland,
opposite.
It depends on what I mean by great. It's just the greatest country. Like I said, everybody has opinions, right? My opinion is this. My opinion is this, and it's my show. So if you want to say Iceland and Japan and other countries, you have that right. Freedom for what? Oh my God. To do what you want to do when you want to do it and how you want to do it. What do I feel about the riots? I hate them. I absolutely hate them. But see, from what I'm being told, and in doing this for many, many years, and I think Ron will back it up, and I think Cindy will back it up, and other people who's followed me for a long time, from what I understand, they are necessary to open people's eyes whose eyes are closed. Now, for everybody here, if you're a citizen of the United States, or you're here legally and you're applying for citizenship, but it's a two-part thing I'm gonna do here. If you're a citizen of the United States, and let's say within 60 days, you get called to a thing called a redemption center, and you go into that redemption center and they test you out and they do this and they show you what they have for you. And it may be, maybe, let's just say on a small part, $15 million you have in your account. And that's yours now. And nobody can touch it but you, because the bankers won't have no access to it. It's just you. And you're going to get a special card to run this account, that you can take it, use this special card, and put it in other accounts. So you can get a debit card and use it. You can give, and everybody is going to get that. If you get that, are you still going to say we're a bad country? Now, for you that are here trying to become citizens, if the United States looks at you and say, in order for you to get the money, since you're actually not a citizen here, you need to go back to your home country. You'll get your money, because every person in the world is going to get this. I'm sitting with a 5-year-old, a 9-year-old, almost 10, and an 11-year-old. And I know in my heart, with what everything is going on, they're very, very rich. They're rich right now. They have the money. They just haven't seen it. And people, you can tell me you're crazy, you're stupid, and I may be. But my beliefs is this is 100% real. California is in a lot of trouble. And you know, I was to California one time. It's a beautiful state. When I got off the plane and we rented a car, me and my son, we're driving, and I looked at him and I'm shaking my head. He said, "What's the matter, Dad?" I said, "If I'd have lived here, I'd have made the major leagues. I could have played baseball." It stays lighter there every day. It stays light till like 9 o'clock at night, they say. Who's a gay guy? Oh, Nevada. Dear Lord, as we continue in this show, we have a guest on here today who has cancer. We're going to ask you, Lord, to stay with this person. Put an angel on his shoulder or her shoulder, whatever. Keep them healthy. Keep them strong, and show them the way that, yes, cancer is beatable. Whether it be by these new special beds that will be introduced soon, or by your good grace, God. Just be with them and let them know that you love them, and that all the people here will be praying for them. As we pray to you in our Savior, your Son's name, Jesus Christ, amen and amen. See, I may have discolored teeth. I may be bald-headed, but I'm very sentimental when it comes to people being sick. I agree, Dank. Thank you for coming in from Poland. It is a shame what's going on, but as I said earlier, to my knowledge, they say this has to happen to open up the eyes of the people's eyes who are closed. And I can tell by the comments made today, we've had some people on here that's eyes are closed. I got a couple more minutes, we'll talk, but I want to spend a little time with my grandkids, and I hope you guys have really enjoyed today's show. And in the comments, if you keep them clean, I mean, if you want to come at me for some of the things I said, I'm okay with that. But if you like the show today, if you like the, I haven't talked about anything happening. A couple things, I didn't even talk to the kids today. Hi, Batman. Okay, Batman, I have a question for you. I'm a Superman fan. I grew up, the only way you can take Superman out is kryptonite. Okay? And in the movie, Batman beat Superman without kryptonite. Can you explain to me how that happened? See, I like to have fun too. I'm trying to talk my daughter into maybe someday making a trip down to Metropolis. I mean, I'm willing. It's a 4-hour trip for us, or 3-hour trip one way. I'd like to take them down there about 7 in the morning, get down there about 10, walk around the town. If you've never been to the little town of Metropolis in Illinois, it's an amazing, but you got to sit over, babe, so I can see. Thank you, Rina. Yes, it is. The whole country is in a lot of trouble. But you have to remember one thing. This is a movie being played out. We've already won. We've already showed the people where the bread is buttered. Bye, Tony, or Bray, or whatever. Okay. Hello, sir. Hi, Rich. Thank you, Brick. I like it too. He likes my hat.
Oh.
So it's pretty much about, I'd say, 70-30, 65-35 today for my hat in the good. Have a new subscriber? Thank you.
Mash MM2.
I see that. Thank you, Mash. MM2, thank you. Where are you from? You're from the United States, the greatest country in the world. And I only say that because I believe it. But I know it also, there's a few people in here that it's getting under their skin when I say it. Kenya, all right. How is the weather there? What is my favorite food, whatever I'm eating? I don't have a favorite food. My favorite food was my mom's greasy hamburgers on Saturday night and her fried potatoes. I try to emulate them, but I realized last night's show, if you guys haven't watched it, you can go watch it. But on last night's show, I read something about why our health is the way it is. And it's worth the read to listen to it, to watch it, not to read. It's worth the watch because it explains to you. Remember back in the days, and if you're younger, you're not going to remember this. But Cindy remembers it. Back in the day, remember your mom used to have this big can of lard? And she had another can set right next to it. And when she had this can of lard, when she cooked, she used it. But people weren't fat. We never counted a calorie. We didn't worry about what we ate. We ate what we wanted, but we were healthy. But then this company comes out and they bring this oil. I don't remember which one. I'm going to say Crisco, but I think I'm wrong. And they have this oil, and now everybody falls in love with that. But see, remember, back when we had the lard, you also had another can sitting there, because if you fried something like the fried potatoes in this lard, then the grease that you had left, it went in this can. Then when you fried bacon, and the grease from the bacon went in this can. And boy, there's nothing better than throwing all of this stuff in a can. And then when you wanted that fried potatoes, you put that stuff that was used back in there. And you know, people today look and say, oh, no, and we were healthy. The only sickness I ever had growing up was I beat polio when I was 3 years old. Where's Rich from?
Australia. It's 3.
Australia, good. Congratulations for being on here.
It's
3:13. Yes.
What time is it?
It's 12:13 here.
12:14. So,
Polio, yes, I had polio when I was 3 years old. The doctor said I would never walk. I would be in a wheelchair my whole life, and I'd be dead before I was 10. But see, 7 other times, counting that, doctors have told me that medically speaking, I should be dead. Heck, they pretty much told Ron the other day, but see, we ain't going nowhere. We're sticking around. Who's going to do Patriot 5 and Patriot 6 show? Ella says she will. I guess she wants me to leave. No, she is doing a great job, and Marty boy, glad you made it. Thank you. I am too. I don't really remember it, but it was because of my family doctor that I made it, because he put a program together, and yes, it is, Marty boy. But I think before they get a real good chance to really hit the open thing, see, you're going to see a lot of changes. See, when these beds come out, it's not just, guys, it's not just about the beds. 6,000 different patents are coming out. 6,000. And you know, we all know that disease, that sickness that someone said they had, and we said a prayer for. We all know. I don't understand Palestine or Israel. I love the world. I root for both of them. Who's Patriot 9? Huh?
Do we have a picture in there?
I don't know Patriot 9. You want to be that? You can be Patriot 9. My name is Patriot 5, but my real name is Ralph Henry Anderson. Well, I guess I'm about running out of things to say. Everybody wants to talk to Ella. You want her to come on and talk a little bit? Would you do it?
yeah.
Ella's taking over the show for a few minutes. Anyway. You might want to look at your tablet to
Yeah.
read.
Yeah.
So I can look at this.
Yeah. Do you guys have any questions? Hi, Pam. It's very sunny here. No, Doe. Come here, Addison. Come here.
What? Ouch. Ouchie.
Say hi.
Hello.
What's my fave animal? I would have to say a dog, because we have 2 dogs. Hunter, come here. Come here.
No.
Never mind.
My favorite animal is a giraffe.
I'm 11. I am not a mom. Cedric.
I'm 5.
She's 5. We have chocolate labs.
Yeah.
2 chocolate labs. Okay. Uncle Ron wants to know that to save a piece of cake tonight.
Okay. It's up to you.
We will.
Hi, Ian.
William, very disappointed. I went to the bathroom. There I sat all broken hearted. I went to poop, but only farted.
Angel. I always think I look Chinese. That's cool. What?
You said the F.
Where?
I deleted.
You did.
Mr. Pickleman, I think I'll
Oh.
edit into it.
Oh. Thank you, Mr. Pickle.
Thank you, Mr. Pickle. I love you.
No.
Slay queen.
Say that. We love everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, Mosey. Mosey.
You're welcome. Mr. Pickle said you're welcome.
Thank you, Pickle.
Said I had a huge forehead, so.
Oh.
Hi, Lauren Wood 24.
Can I get a shout out?
Yeah.
Shout him out.
Are you waving to Lauren Wood 24, Addison?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. We're from Illinois. Oh no.
I will.
Our summer is going good. Oh,
Hello. Ow.
no, we're not in school. Oh,
Can't do that.
Mr. Pickle said nice.
I have two
Great
siblings.
Smiles. Great smiles.
Thank you, Pickle.
Thank you, Sydney.
Ninny.
Chicago. Somebody
Wait.
said where in Illinois do you
Around 2 hours from Chicago.
Hey, about 2 more minutes and I'm gonna finish it up. We gotta get the chores done.
Okay. Yeah. That's a lot of money. Oh no.
Hello.
Howdy.
Grandpa.
Somebody asked,
Tell 'em.
where do you live?
Hey, tell me we got about 2 more minutes and I'm gonna finish it up.
Okay, so
We got
sent
chores.
We have 2 more minutes.
$100 million. Somebody said
I don't think they actually did.
no.
Thank you, Mr. Two Pickles. What? 2 pickles.
Very cute.
Oh.
Very cute. Oh.
You guys buy these?
No, I got them from school.
Oh.
Thank you, 3 pickles.
Mr. Pickle said very cute girl.
Oh yes,
Enjoy
Marty
your
boy,
day.
we have to do our chores.
Yeah, we
That I
need to
don't
do our
want to.
toys.
Yeah, we have to clean the toy room that you messed
Ooh,
up.
somebody's cousins live in Greektown, Chicago.
Heavy. Heavy sibling. I cannot pick you up anymore. Lauren Wood, that is very hard, yeah. I don't have kids. These are my siblings.
Yeah, not kids.
I didn't ask you to had kids. Tell me you're 11 years old.
I'm 11.
When you talk like that, you're gonna be off here. I can't allow that. 1 minute.
Hi, Wolfpack. Addison, stop blowing bubbles.
Look at all the hearts.
Yeah. I've had my great uncle.
Diggy. Yeah.
Lauren Wood said that her dog died recently, and she said, "Have you ever had someone die before?" And then
Their dog died. Who's did?
Lauren Wood, remember you gave a shout out for her last time? Yeah,
Diamond or no?
that's a heart.
Hot.
I'm doing the heart.
Oh my goodness. High
Oh, bubbles
unknown.
too. 100.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
That was funny, fun.
Okay, you're probably not happy, but I'm back. Thank you. They said, good job. Thank you, everyone, for being kind to my grandkids. And like I said, I think we're going to try to make this. We're going to send mommy away once a week, and we're going to do this. We might just start doing the Wednesday show in the morning like this. And, you know, what doing a show like this does, it allows a lot of other people. I mean, the person from down under who's here, I mean, that's late for
You're
them.
asking which when's your next stream?
My next stream, tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow afternoon about between 1 and 1:30 Central Standard Time. I'd usually do a Wednesday night stream. My schedule, when everything is running smooth, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard. But with Liam, who was just on the show here, the boy, or as someone asked, is that your children? To an 11-year-old. I really hope you said that as a joke, but that's my schedule. But he starts his first game in the tournament tomorrow night for baseball, and I'm kind of his unofficial coach. Seems like when I'm there, he plays better. I help him a lot, but my nan has chest hair. Okay. Going back to the lady, Lauren, who you lost your puppy. I'm sorry to hear this. I really am, and I will say a prayer for you and your puppy later today. I went through a very, very scary situation a couple of days ago. Yes, I believe in Jesus Christ. God and Jesus Christ, they're number one and number two in my life. If I ever get to where I put myself number three, that's what they say you have to do. I have not been able to do it. I put other people before me. You just seen three of them that I put before me. But my little dog, about 11:30, had a convulsion. And I held her. I really thought she was going to leave me. I calmed her down, and once I calmed her down, and just as much as it hurt me, as much as I wanted to break out in tears, I was able to keep it together. And I think my confidence and my strength brought her through. And now today, or ever since I got her through it, she's back to her normal self. So we're praying that the beds get here. I told Ella, who was hosting the show a few minutes ago, I told her that I'm waiting for the beds, and my dog will be the first animal I take on it. And she said, why not ours? Because they have 2 chocolate labs. She told you that. And thank you, Pamela. Thank you. We need all the prayers we can get. She's old. Her sister died about 15 months ago. And at that point, being about 12 and a half years old, or 12 years old at that point, she had never spent 1 minute of one day without her sister. And I appreciate prayers as I pray for all of you guys. But these kids have to get some work done, and I'm going to help them. Wow, 47 people on, but 73 thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up button, you don't have to. I never ask people to. But if you would make a comment about today's show, you know, when I do shows, I have so many people getting me information. And yes, USA, USA, USA. I agree. But I have so many people getting me information. And then I have to put it together and try to decide what I'm going to use. And if someone gives me something, I don't use it. There's two reasons. One, I just can't get it all in the show. And the other one is, as great as information it is, there's certain things I can't talk about. I don't understand Derek White. You're related to that person? Okay. Can we give you an NBA quiz? Who's the greatest basketball player ever? Thank you. I like the hat too. I think everybody should wear one. Larry Bird. Okay, I like that answer. Kobe, I like that answer. Like I said, everybody has opinion. My opinion, there's no one like Michael Jordan. And then everybody else falls in underneath. Is there any LeBron James fans here? Because LeBron James holds most points ever. But for every point he scored, he's fallen down when he didn't even get hit. He's the biggest crybaby. So for the people who said Kobe Bryant, for all of you who don't know, there's, oh, he is. I agree with you about LeBron. Craig Elo. Well, he was good, but he couldn't stop Jordan. He never could. Wilt Chamberlain, you know what? That answer there could be it. Because nobody, could you imagine Wilt Chamberlain in his prime playing in the NBA today? The NBA, they play no defense. This man he's the only man that's ever scored 100 points in a game. He would average 70. You couldn't stop him. Who's Ronaldo? Like I said, I don't know everything. I have a double chin. What is this? You guys, I see, you can insult me all you want. But I bet you one thing, right there, I just proved it. I have a better smile than you. I have a double chin. I got discolored teeth. I got hair in my nose. I got hair on my butt. Anything else you want to know? I don't have none on my head. But yet I'm here every day to try to be nice to you guys. See, because there's nothing you can say about me that I haven't heard. I worked in a factory, guys, for 30 years. There's nothing you can say. One Direction, that's a music group, ain't it? This yellow. Oh, let them make fun of me, Lauren, because, see, it's people like that that's got nothing better to do. They probably won't look at themselves in the mirror because they don't like what they see. But, see, it doesn't matter what me. I look at myself in the mirror a lot because I like myself. Someone's trying to call me from New Hampshire, but I can't take the call because I'm on with you guys. Make America great again. I like that, Reza. Okay, I'm going to be on one more minute. If you got any questions, ask them. As I said, make comments in the comment section. Be nice. If you want to be naughty, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't listen to the haters. It goes in one ear and out the other. No, Eaton, we do not talk like that. Please. I'm going to tell you right now, Ella went in to start doing her cleaning. If she would have been here, she would have took you out. We do not discriminate against white, black. We do not discriminate against the preference of if you like a man and you're a man, or if you like a woman and you're a woman. That's up to them. The only thing I will not allow you to talk about, if you do, I will block you. We do not talk about trans. I don't believe in that at all. That's my opinion, and it's my show, along with Ron. And Ron doesn't believe in it. I believe God created two sexes, man and woman. Now, if the man wants to be with a man, that's his decision. I don't like it, but I know people who are. I had a friend. He was a very dear friend of mine. And when he became my friend, I said, as long as you never try anything with me, we can be great friends. You ever do, I'll never talk to you again. And well, first of all, I'm not a Mexican dinosaur. Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it's in honor of my grandson. He's a big dinosaur lover. Who's ugly? If it's me, thank you. So, I've had a lot of fun today, and I know my grandkids have had a real lot of fun. As I was saying about the comments, make comments and tell me what you think of the show. I do believe once a week, we're not going to worry about what's going on in the world. We're just going to talk. We're going to answer questions. We're going to let people insult me about my teeth and my hair and my double chin and everything else. See, for those who want to insult me, I can always work on being better, which I like myself. I put on a couple pounds, not much, but you would have really made fun of me if you'd have seen me a year ago, year and a half. Well, no, actually back in September of 2023, so almost 2 years ago. If you'd have saw me then, you'd have really made fun of me because, see, back then, for all those who don't know me, I'm actually supposed to be doing this. But see, I like to do the shows without them. Back then, in September of 2023, I weighed 272 pounds. I got on a scale this morning, I weigh 178. So, you know, I guess double chins come with age. I guess, you know, the other things come with age. I'm surprised you ain't worried about that brown spot I got there. I have no idea what that is, but it is what it is. But see, you guys can come on, and as my mom always taught me, sticks and stones will break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Looks like, are you still getting chat over there?
What?
Because it stopped for me, but we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna get out of here, and just let me know what you thought about the show, and we'll get back to you later.